2022 World Juniors in Red Deer is starting to wind down. One more game to go. Sweden and Slovakia. And Sweden started this tournament off on a winning note. Alexander Holtz, one of 6 different Swedes to score against Russia in their win yesterday. And while Slovakia's comeback against the U.S. came up just short, Martin Kromiak's 2 goals sure made things interesting. Hello and welcome here inside the Centrium in Red Deer, Alberta. Laura Dyken joined alongside our analyst Dave Reed. And yes, another full slate of games here on day 2. 3 down, 1 more to go. So before we get into Sweden and Slovakia, let's show you what else happened today. Finland improved to 2-0 thanks to its win over Austria. Russia got its first win of this tournament, as did Germany. This one just went final. Germany pulling off the upset over Czechia in overtime. But yes, right now it's all about Sweden and Slovakia. Sweden had a disappointing World Juniors last year, but they put that in the rearview mirror. Yesterday, their special teams were the key. 3 power play goals as well as a shorthanded goal. And yes, while Slovakia did not pull off the upset against the U.S., they did have a strong third period and looking to have that carry over here tonight against the Swedes. With more, let's say hello now to Dennis Bayak and Craig Button.
As this tournament gets going and you see a team for the first time, you always wonder which player will bring the wow factor. Simon Edmondson brought the wow factor.
Yeah, in every regard. You know, you use the word command to describe Simon Edmondson because he's got command of the game. Under pressure, lots of play around him, looking for an opening, takes a look. Oh, the play's right there. You know, a lot of players don't even see it, let alone are capable of making it. Again, little look, turn, spin, the feet working, away we go off. And then we've seen a defenseman score on the power play. Have you ever seen a defenseman like this skate, short-handed breakaway that started the play and then acknowledging the Swedish supporters in the stands? I mean, that's just a glimpse of what he can do. He's got brilliance written all over him.
Just under 24 minutes of ice time, he had that short-handed goal, added 2 assists to go along with it.
So Dennis and Craig focusing on Sweden, so let's focus on Slovakia. And a lot of hype surrounding this team this year, Dave, sending a stronger team than we're used to seeing from the Slovaks, led by a trio of prospects who have really been turning heads.
It's remarkable that we talk in this tournament usually about players being drafted, but for the Slovaks, we're talking about 3 players who will be drafted. And Craig Button has all 3 of these players drafted in the first round. 2 of the players are going to go in the top 10. Juraj Slafkovský is a huge body, plays up front in the same line with Filip Mesar. Simon Nemec is on the back end. Nemec played the most minutes of any player. He's only 18 years old. Slafkovský is a monster. He's 6'4". He bowls his way up the ice. You will notice him every time he's on there. He's played the most minutes of any forward for Slovakia in their loss against the USA. So for me, these 3 young guys are all in the starting lineup. But for me, these are the guys to watch. And if Slovakia is to move on, it will be because of the 3 18-year-olds who will be drafted in June.
And they were all part of the under 18 team at the Halika Gretzky Cup this past summer. That shocked everyone, winning the silver medal. We're getting all set for the nightcap. It's next here on TSN.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is presented by Esso, proudly fueling Hockey Canada since 1984. By Nike, official gear of Canada's national hockey teams. By TELUS, we're using the power of our purpose to help make the world a better place. Together, let's make the future friendly. And by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Team Canada. The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you in part by Skip the Dishes. Cheer on our team in true Canadian style with your favorite order on Skip, the official food delivery app of Team Canada. It's game time, Canada. Let's get hungry. And by the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Starting for Team Sweden.
Good evening from Red Deer, Alberta, the Centrium, and the 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship, as this game between Slovakia and Sweden will complete day 2. Referees for this game: Jonas Kova of Finland, Sergei Yudukov of Russia, and your linesmen are Ryan Jackson and Daniel Persson. They are your linesmen for this game. Starting in goal for Slovakia is Simon Ledkoski. stopped 39 of 42 against the United States. USHL championship for him last year was Chicago with a terrific .938 save percentage. And Jesper Wallstad will get the start for Sweden. Faced only 18 shots in the game against Russia. U18 gold in Sweden for him with a dazzling save percentage of .936. Ivan Fenish is behind the bench of the Slovakian team. Silver at the 2021 Hlinka Gretzky tournament. Has also coached the U18 team. This is his first time coaching at the World Junior Championship. And at the age of 23, Tomas Montan coached in the Swedish Elite League. And now at 44, this will be his 6th and final World Junior Championship.
Love the Swedish blue uniforms.
They are. Sweden and Slovakia. Sweden a win yesterday, and Slovakia gave the United States, the defending champion, a handful, but in the end dropped a 3-2 contest. Edmondson sails one in wide. Taken by Olsson, he'll dump it in behind the net, and now grabbed off by Simon Nemec. And Nemec will feed it up through the middle. Slavkovsky will get it outside his zone. Right back in, though, for Edmondson. Oh, he had Alexander Holtz all alone in front of the net. Couldn't get the puck through the traffic. Holtz will deflect this into the Slovakian zone. Latkoski will stop it and play it off. Teams start their initial change of this game. Long lead pass up the middle. Kashlik will feed it across, and offside is called at the blue line as McCluka got in just ahead of the play.
Goal of the game. When the first goal of our game is scored tonight, one lucky fan will receive a $100 gas card from Esso.
Thomas Montan, who was not able to come over last year because of COVID-related issues. And, you know, when you have such a familiarity with the players and you've worked so hard with them to try to instill a system of team play that you believe in and you know their abilities, missing him was a significant absence for the entire Swedish group.
Daniel Lundman will send this into the Slovakian zone. It comes back at the line. Andrea fires one in, blockered away. Stakastad will dump this back in behind the net. Huerberg going in after it. Huerberg gets pinned to the corner boards. Ljungman trying to come up with it, but it's grabbed off, and Kanaschko will carry it out. Plays it back into the Swedish zone. Emil Andrea, the captain of this Swedish team, will drop it back. Olsson goes rink wide. And some room down the right side. Early going of this game to the front of the net, and the net comes off the pegs as Rosine played that back to the front of the net.
Attack mentality, Dennis. That's what they were doing. They attack inside the dots. They're attacking to the net, and not just with the puck, but without the puck to get the play. Love to see it. You know, you're not going to play inside the dots, and you're not going to attack to the net. You're going to have a tough time scoring unless your name happens to be Alexander Ovechkin or Steven Stamkos.
Face off to the right of the Slovakian net. In the high slot. Torgensen tried to get that shot through it, got blocked, kept in briefly, and now brought back up the ice. Roman Fight will send this into the Swedish zone. In on the forecheck with some body contact there was Pavel Stetka. And it's cleared back up at center. Rosine couldn't pick it up. And Louvre will settle it back in his own zone. He'll play it across for Nystrom. Up the middle, that pass failed to materialize, comes off a skate. Following up on the play is Magnuson, and he'll dump it in. Ekmark going after it, couldn't get to it. And it's cleared up the middle by Jan Lashik, near side wrister. And that got turned away off the stick of Servats Petrovsky.
Slovakia had a terrific showing at the 21 Hlinka Gretzky tournament, and Ivan Fenish was the coach of that team. Good young players, and certainly real hope for the future, not just at the World Junior Tournament, but the U18, where they're trying to find their way back into the A group.
Nemec will wind it up. Nemec was a busy member of that team yesterday for Slovakia. Back to the line it comes for Nemitz. 22 minutes and 43 seconds of ice time for the 17-year-old. Just gets dumped into the corner. Slavkovsky left it for Nemitz. Nemitz got pinned to the near side wall. Demick heads to the front of the net. There comes the puck. Tried to get a stick on it. It was in behind him as it came off a body. And then this will be chopped out by Niebeck. And back to the Slovakian line. Deflected back in. Granz and Edmondson, the defense pair, back out for Sweden. Eklund will carry it in. A couple of assists in the game yesterday for William Eklund, the San Jose draft pick. In fact, saw some action with the Sharks at the start of this year. And a long pass up the middle is going to be an icing call.
Scan the QR code on the big screen right now. You've seen this by now. It's our
Slovakia ends up working the puck around pretty good. Slavkovsky throws it around and then right on the stick of Demic in front. And what a scoring chance early on for Slovakia. We saw that versus USA on day one, where they started off and really had some opportunities.
Sikora goes cross ice. Jan Lashik with the wrister that goes off a stick and wide. Turned over at the line. And Petrovsky will find some room. Petrovsky slides it across. In a little deep was Kanashko. And a save made by Wallstad, and now back up for Eklund.
There was a penalty there because Kanashko was jumping in and he got hooked by Andrea. That was an interference penalty because that would have been a clear-cut 2-on-1. Not Andrea, Anton Olsen.
Kashlik will send this in. Makluka goes in after it. 70% in the face-off department yesterday for Alexo Makluka. He won 14 of 20. And he also led the World Junior Championship last year in face-off percentage. Chromiak trying to pick that off the far side boards, got squeezed out on the play by Ekmark. Back in, Dennis Bakala, who did not play yesterday, is in the lineup for Slovakia for this game. Number 5 comes back at the blue line. Nystrom with a shot, and a left pad save that found its way to the short side on Latkoski. Fight will deflect this in. Jedlička in with a bump and taken in behind the Swedish net by Löw. Played up the far side, lead pass in for Thorgensson. 2-on-1 with Niederbach, and he couldn't make connection with that cross ice pass. Thorgensson will chase this back down in behind the net. Tried to get it back for Edmondson, intercepted by Jedlička, and then Jedlička takes a jolt there from Daniel Thorgensson. Nemitz back inside his own blue line. Little redirect from Slavkovsky, back for Nemitz. Nemitz works his way. Edmondson thought he had him lined up, slipped by him. Centered in front of the net, and Wallstad comes across and makes a super stop on a chance from in tight.
Simon Nemitz is a heads-up player, and he's always got the next step thought out. I call it progression of thought, but here he comes up into the play, steps around Edmondson, which is no easy tack. Great chance here, but Wallstad from below the goal line just explodes out to close down the net. Another great chance for Slovakia.
Ekmark across with a wrist shot. He gave it the old, I'll fake that I fall down here and everybody will forget where I am. Next thing you know, he was alone in front of the net. Demick trying to play this up the boards, and we are going to get the game's first penalty. Scoreless, Sweden and Slovakia.
Hey fans, we want you to tweet your seat tonight for a chance to win.
Jakub Demic just gets his stick caught in here on Zion Niebeck, and there's your tripping penalty. We saw how good the Swedish power play was. You know, again, it's almost reminiscent of the U.S. of the Russia game for, you know, get on the power play. For Sweden, they take advantage. Slovakia can't score. Now they got to kill a penalty. That's a power play that looked really good against Russia on day one.
3 for 5 was the power play yesterday. Shot score, Niederbach. As the power play connects again, you're going to start getting some royalties from the Swedish bench about your power play predictions for them.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of skill, and not just the skill, but they think and they move, and this is just a great example. Niederbach, I mean, they move this puck low to high back into that slot area, and as you turn around the defenders, now they can't find you, and then he moves right in there at the perfect time and just buries it. That's just a great play. Thomas Montand goes, yeah, that's how we draw it up. It's amazing how the ones you draw up with really skilled players always works, and the one where you don't have as much skill.
4 for 6 now on the power play, and a shorthanded goal to add to their special teams total.
First shot on goal of the game for Sweden. Slovakia started off the game against USA, had lots of opportunities. Penalty, 2-man at disadvantage. It was 2-0 just like that. Slovakia must be sitting here thinking, this is deja vu.
Huerberg intercepts and sends this back deep. Taken by Nemitz. His pass up the middle. Meshar pours in after a loose puck. Jedlička there as well. Bounces up. Nemitz trying to hold the line. Does. And Volstad will make the save and hang on to it.
This 5-man group out on the ice for Slovakia, the line with Nemitz and Meshar and Slavkovsky, along with Petrovicki and Nemitz on that's a good 5-man unit, and they can create a lot of challenges for Sweden and opportunities for their group. Nemitz is such a smart player. He just thinks the game 2 and 3 steps ahead.
Eklund and Grands the assists on that power play marker. It's been a couple of good games for Helge Grands, the Los Angeles draft pick. He picks up another point.
We talk about the draft, Dennis, and you know, having worked in junior hockey and seeing young players, there's such a progression with young, especially big, lanky guys. And I can only tell you that Grands, from the time he started to look like a prospect to when he got drafted, the improvement in what he developed was really tremendous. And the LA Kings are got to be thrilled with his development. He's in Ontario in the American Hockey League this year. Takes time with some of those guys, and you got to be patient.
Magnusson plays it around the board. Niebeck is on it for Sweden. Then he'll turn it over. And almost an odd man rush for Slovakia. Now a bit of a steal, and trying to bust his way through was Dvorsky. Jedlička with a bump on the far side on Edmondson. Dvorsky brings it back in. Short side try. That got turned aside. Roman Fight will play it back at the blue line. Wrist shot through some traffic. Back to the near side, and Jedlička. Staka now will to the sideboards with Niebeck. Back for Jedlička. Back for Staka. And Volstad save on the short side. Dvorsky's on the loose puck. Chips it down for Roman Fight. Edmondson picks up the chase on him. Dvorsky for Maros Jedlička. Jedlička spinning away from Ekmark. Back to the near side. Kanashko. He'll play it back to the far side. Staka going in, and Niebeck had it, lost it, and Slovakia will regain control, but they're looking for a line change. Kanashko will drop it back. And this is put off the boards out to center ice by Marko Staka. His 3rd World Junior Championship for Slovakia. Knocked down on the far side, and Alexander Holtz may have got away with a bit of a hook. Petrovicki, he'll play this down. Sikora tried to get it back and knocked away by Eklund, but again, Eklund couldn't get out of his own end. Sikora giving chase. Jan Lashik down there trying to find a loose puck. Sikora protects it against the checking of Olsen. 1-0 Sweden on a power play goal by Theodor Niederbach from Eklund and Grands. Olsen, he'll drop it back. He'll take the return pass from Alexander Holtz. Try to get it back to him, and Slavkovsky has it. Slavkovsky drives it to the line. Blocker saved by Volstad. Ryan Petrovitsky, son of Robert Petrovitsky, who coached the Slovakian team last year. And he'll take this back into his own zone, getting bothered there by Ljungman. Nemitz dangles his way out of his own end. On for Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky takes it wide. Slafkovsky, he'll take a bump in behind the net from Warholm. Meshar on the loose puck. Back for Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky will look at the right point. Finds Sturback, but it's skipped away from him. And an odd man rush. Warholm goes cross ice. And Stakastad. And a big save by Latotsi. Louvre plays it back into his own end.
The play in this first 10 minutes or so has been by Slovakia. They carried the play. A little mistake by Sturback at the blue line leads to that scoring chance by Sweden, but Slovakia has been impressive here.
Rosine lets the shot go, and that hit traffic in front of the net. Rosine tracks it down. Rosine trying to center it. Blocked by the right skate of Maxim Sturback. And Bakala turned over. There's a chance for Rosine. Rebound on a wraparound try. At the blue line, Edvinsson is in. He looked cross ice, and a good defensive play by Kashlik. Back it across, wrister from Chromiak. And a save made by Jesper Wallstad. Chances at both ends of the ice. 1-0 Sweden here on TSN. Time now for Let's Get Hungry, brought to you by Skip the Dishes.
Yeah, well, Alexander Holtz, he eats, I'll tell you. And, you know, you look at what he did being drafted 7th overall. Couple assists with the Devils this year. Goes down to the American Hockey League, a real good player, which is what you want to see. And then comes back to the World Junior Championship for his 3rd year at the juniors. Such an impressive young player, leader. What a bonus for them to be able to have him join their squad. And not just for the team, but for all the players that get to be around Alexander Holtz. It's such a benefit.
And accomplished what he wanted to accomplish when he was reassigned to Utica. 6 goals and 10 points in 11 games. Get some confidence.
And you know, you get a taste of the NHL as well. So now you can tell young players, oh, it's faster, you got to be stronger, but now he feels it, he knows it. So now he can go and work in specific areas, and that really helps with development.
Especially when he looks at what his old line mate is doing in Detroit. Good hit at the line there as Nystrom knocked his man down.
Going to be a tripping penalty, though.
And a power play coming for Slovakia. And a chance to maybe tie this game up after Sweden's power play goal opened the scoring.
These wonderful volunteers are here to play.
Nystrom steps up here, and Stacha steps in. I don't see that as tripping yet. I don't see it as tripping in any way, shape, or form. He gets someone with his upper body and the other player's upper body. It's not a tripping penalty. That's good body contact in the game.
Agree. So Slovakia to the power play. They had some power play chances early in the game against Team USA last night, unable to capitalize. And as Craig mentioned a little while ago, then Sweden's power play went to work, and that was really the difference in the game. But Koski looked like he was going to play that with his stick, and then decided, I'll just play it with my foot. Nemitz will drop it back into his own zone. Power play for Slovakia. Slafkovsky sends it across for Roman Fight. Slafkovsky is in after it. Fight trying to play it down low. Got blocked, but he stays with it. Fight trying to get it back to the line, and then all sorts of Swedish attackers around him, and picked up, and this gets sent down the ice by Magnusson, who will then head to the bench on the change. Slafkovsky will slip this into the Swedish zone. Edvinsson is on it, and he'll quickly turn and send Slovakia back. Nemitz will play it for Chromiak. Chromiak had 2 goals yesterday in that loss to the United States. Had a chance in the 3rd period late to tie the game, and his 3rd of the night, but Just missed the short side. Chromiak is on it now. He'll play give and go with Makluka. Back for Nemitz at the line, and he ripped the wrister wide. Played back for Kashlik. Kashlik takes a look, plays it to the goal line, centered across. Great play by Maros Jedlička, and Chromiak just couldn't handle it cleanly. Jedlička in for Kashlik, and it bobbled on him. Back to the front of the net, and now deflected away and cleared by Edvinsson.
For almost 4 periods, I have been really impressed with Maros Jedlička.
Near side it comes, slap shot by Konashko, and Volstad will make the save, and he will hang on to it as the power play does come to an end. 1-0 Sweden.
Mark my words on this, Dennis. Somebody in a couple years is going to be saying, how did the LA Kings get this Martin Chromiak in the 5th round? Came over to the CHL halfway through the year, was a real instrumental part of playing with Shane Wright. And the season this year, what he's done here early in this tournament, he's a real impressive young player.
5 shots on goal yesterday. A couple of them found the back of the net. Said we are in a strong group. If you don't play 60 minutes, you won't win. If we play our best game, we can beat anyone. We have a really good group. That from Chromiak after the game last night. The second period, they got outplayed, outshot, but they bounced back in the 3rd period, outshot the United States, and had some chances. Olsson carries in. Olsson played it to the front of the net, deflected away by Jan Lashik, and then Lashik will get that puck back and send it down the boards.
Such a good play by Lashik, coming all the way back through that lane. Now he's able to make a really good defensive play to take away a scoring chance.
He'll send that into the Swedish zone. Querberg plays it back to the near side. Olsson had it get away from him. Meshar leaves it, wrist shot. And Slavkovsky had a good look there, but it deflects up and out of play. I
really like this line. You know, you got the size and the power of Slavkovsky. Demich is a big centerman who's really aware. Then you got Meshar, who's a real slick, skilled scorer, and he's hungry. I really like this line. Demich has been great up with the Edmonton Oil Kings.
A Vegas pick. Another penalty coming to Slovakia. It's going to be a holding penalty.
Looks like so Demich is going to get a 2nd penalty of the period.
It'll be a holding penalty, so Sweden will go back to the power play. And Jakob Demich not that thrilled with the call.
I would say that, you know, that could have been called a hold, a wrestle, a bear hug.
Off the back pass it comes. Latkoski wasn't sure where it was. And it'll deflect, and Granz will go back for it. And he'll set up the power play. Niederbach, who has the goal, swings to the right, but the pass comes to the left to Eklund. Eklund hits the line, drops it back. Olsson is on the loose puck. Olsson will play this back in behind the net. To the front of the net goes Niederbach. It comes back for Holtz. Holtz will play it for Granz. Granz for Olsson, back for Holtz. Eklund down at the goal line. Olsson had a goal yesterday, wires that one to the short side. Holding it in at the line is Granz. He'll get a little bit of help from Olsson, and now it got away from Olsson. Oh, and that might have been a break for Petrovsky, but it was knocked out of midair as Petrovsky was in behind Granz.
Even if it ends up being a play whistled down, that was a good alert play to get your stick on that, because that looked like there was opportunity.
Edvinsson, the Detroit pick, on for Ljungman. Ljungman won 12 of 18 faceoffs yesterday, 66.6%. Andrea back for Edvinsson. Edvinsson will walk it in, and you'll send it back in behind the net. And the pass to the far side for Rosine is deflected away, and Andrea will have to chase this back. 20 seconds left in the power play. He'll swing it for Edmondson. To the line, winds his way around Slavkovsky. Big Edmondson will drop it back. Rosine back for Edmondson, in for Andrea, looks for that far corner. That hit a body. They've hit Kanashko and grabbed off by Meshar, and Meshar will send it out at center. And no shots on that power play for Sweden, so a good job on the penalty kill. Andrea with a good hip check there on Meshar. Now Meshar goes back at Stakastad. In across for Demick. Takes it wide. And he got rubbed out in behind the net, and Edmondson will skate it to center. Winds his way from the near side to the far side. Now Jakub Demick catches him. Jams it up in the corner. And it's on for Slavkovsky.
I really like what Ivan Fenish did here. Demick has the penalty, and right at the end of the penalty, he throws out Slavkovsky and Meshar as Demick comes out of the penalty box. You know, just those little things that give your team a potential for an advantage. He's right on top of it. That's sharp.
Chromiak sends it in. Kashlik in on the forecheck, but it's up for Magnuson. He'll lift the backhander in. Petrovitsky will play this up for Kashlik. Kashlik puts on the brakes. Nieback knocked it off of his stick, and then a good pay by Ledkotsky to intercept that pass before he got to the front of the net. Chromiak back in for Nemitz. Nemitz, Kashlik tried to go to that backside, and it got intercepted. Makluka was there, and he was open. Chromiak lets the shot go. Good play by the defenseman Olsen. Didn't get a stick on it. And an easy save for Jesper Volstad. And now another save by Volstad.
I can tell you what, that ice tub's warmer than it is outside here in Red Deer.
It is frigid. We talked about this yesterday. There has been some cold World Junior Championships going all the way back to 1990 in Saskatoon. And Ufa had some days that were very chilly, and there's been others. But it's chilly here in Red Deer. Yedlichka to the front of the net, deflected. Slavkovsky was there, and Volstad makes another stop. Roman fight in the fight. Try to come up with the puck in behind the net. And out of the pile, Sweden comes up with it. And Nyström will send it down the ice. Ledkotsky is going to have to play it because Alexander Holtz was pouring in after a loose puck. Now a steal for Olsson, and he'll get it on for Holtz into the final 30 of the opening period.
He tried to bank that off of Ledkotsky, excuse me. Such a sharp little move. Yeah. Let's just see if I can get a bank shot here.
Jammed up at the line, and Yedlichka will play it back into his own zone. Eklund intercepts and comes across for Holtz. Holtz walks it in, and he can rip it, and did. Except he was looking far side and missed the net. And period one comes to an end.
Well, the power play for Sweden strikes again. But what a strong period for Slovakia. You know, after, you know, had that miserable second period, really good third period against the USA on day one, and follow it up with a terrific first period here against Sweden.
13-4, the shots in favor of Slovakia. But a power play marker here in Red Deer for Sweden. Sweden with a 1-0 lead, 20 minutes done in this contest.
The first intermission is brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
For more than 80 years, Esso has supported Canadian hockey with programs like the Esso Medals of Achievement, Esso Fun Days, and the Esso Cup through our long-standing partnership with Canada's national teams. Esso, proud premier partner of Hockey Canada.
Molson Export Canadians hockey on TSN. It's back tomorrow as the Habs are on the road to face off against the Lightning. Puck drops at 7 Eastern, 8 Atlantic over on TSN2 in the Habs region. And we are back here in Red Deer with Laura and Dave. And Dave, we were wondering, Slovakia had that strong period against the U.S., the third period. Would it carry over into today? Well, as soon as that puck dropped, the intensity went up. Very entertaining period, and leading the way was the line that you focused on in the pregame.
Juraj Slafkovský was fantastic. At 17 years old, he was absolutely dominant every time he was on the ice. It's not just his skill that I'm watching, it's the fact that he is always in the right position. Now, he doesn't make the right play on here. He probably should have shot, but he makes the play to get to a shooting area. He's able to pick up pucks, get pucks down low. This pass here, I'm not really sure how this did not go in. What a great behind the pass, no-look pass, knowing exactly where his teammates going to be in front of the net. And this one, a quick release, gets deflected away. Excellent first period by Slovakia, led by that line. And Slafkovský, if he's not going to go number 4 or 5, he should be going higher. He was absolutely dominant, and I thought he was absolutely dominant against the U.S. in a losing effort, but he's been very, very impressive for Slovakia.
Speaking of dominant, Slovakia dominant in that period, at least when it came to the shots, the 13-4 advantage, who would have thought? But make one mistake, and we've seen this Swedish power play go to work. What makes this group so dangerous?
They handle the puck so well, and they just seem to be in sync. We talked about yesterday's game when they're opener, where they were zipping the puck around against the Russians, especially on the power play. I always called this the Czech power play, but we may want to start calling it the Swedish power play. It goes up to a right shot on the point. That's Grans. He quickly throws it down to a left shot. William Eklund, who quickly throws it to a right shot. Theodor Niederbach in the slot. It's a quick one-touch pass. There's down, one touch out to the middle, one touch, perfect shot in the back of the net. They didn't take many shots. They didn't have many opportunities, Sweden, but they don't need many. And we saw it against Russia. They are quick strike. They've got tremendous skill, and they showed it. That was a quick face-off, a quick puck battle down low, and 2 quick one-touch passes, and it's in the back of the net. Slovakia dominated the period, yet they're still down 1-0. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going in the second period.
But they learned something, because the second time that the Swedes were on the man advantage, no shots on goal. So
yes,
there you go. Well, Canada had an off day today, but they are back in business tomorrow. When we come back, we'll start to look ahead to Canada's next game against Austria. Meanwhile, it's Sweden nursing that 1-0 lead. Just a reminder, Team Canada's quest for gold at the 2022 World Juniors continues tomorrow when they face off against Austria. Pre-game gets underway at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on TSN. The team didn't play today, did practice though, and head coach Dave Cameron announcing that Brett Brochu will get the start against the Austrians.
Definitely really excited. Ever since I was a kid, I dreamt of that moment. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm confident when I'm at my best. So I'm going to bring that tomorrow and make sure that I, do the same thing. It's just another game. And, I've played a lot with London this year. So I'm going to bring that same attitude and same mindset to tomorrow's game.
I've been playing against him for a while in the OHL. Like I played against him, I think he was there my second year. Yeah. In London. And, I think his stats were insane that year. Like he was one of the top goaltender in the OHL at that point. And, we played him lots, and I couldn't believe, honestly, didn't really know who he was the first time we played him. And he just kept getting better and better and taking the league by storm. And his stats kind of backed it up. And he's carried that momentum, being recognized by Hockey Canada, making the team.
This is the first major international tournament for Brochu. Brochu getting thrown into the fire against Austria. The good news for him, because you can expect a little bit of nerves, he's got a very strong group of blue liners right in front of him.
Well, the thing about the Blue Liners, Laura, is that they're more of an offensive team, they seem to be, than a defensive team. The team scored 6 goals in the win against Czechia in a 6-3 win. And, the defense had 5 of those goals. And that's a bonus if you're a coach. When your defense can move and can shoot. Owen Power with 3 of these goals. But watch where these goals come from. They're not up at the blue line. The defense jumps up in the play. Donovan Sabrang with a goal. Olin Zellweger late in the third period. but the defense is so active because of their skating abilities and their ability to read the play and play as well offensively as they can play defensively. And this is a weapon that most teams don't have. When you've got a team that can score up front, as Canada does, when you've got a group of defense who can follow the play up from the back end or can jump in, can carry the puck down low below blue line and goal line to create offense, that's a real bonus. Not every team in this tournament has that, and we saw it on display as the game went on against Czechia. So will it be interesting to see if the offense from the defense continues. But in tournaments such as this, you'll take it wherever you get it. Owen Power with 3 was leading the charge.
Really quickly, surprised that they're switching up the goaltenders at all?
You know, not really. I think it's great. This is going to give an opportunity for all 3 goaltenders to play as you move along. Austria is probably the weakest team in the group, and this is a great opportunity to say, you know what? Every goaltender is going to get to play. Everybody can play in the tournament. The big game is going to come against Finland in the final preliminary game. That's the big one moving into the quarterfinal.
Xavier Bourgault was injured in that game against the Czechs. Didn't practice today. No update on his status. He is the Oilers prospect. We'll keep you posted on that. Meanwhile, here in Red Deer, Sweden, oh, that power play again, taking the lead over Slovakia.
The first intermission was brought to you by Verbo. Download the Verbo app and get your team together today.
Our first intermission scoring summary is brought to you by Verbo. Not much to tell you about. Another power play goal for the Swedes. Theodor Niederbach scoring in his 2nd straight game. Let's get you back to Dennis and Craig with the call.
Good period for Slovakia, Craig, and yet Sweden found a way to come out with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Sweden did. And one of the problems that Slovakia has had is they keep trying to run the puck up the boards out of their own zone. Well, that makes it hard on wingers, and it also allows your opponent, in this case Sweden, to know exactly what you're doing and commit to it. Becomes a real hard battle every time you're trying to get the puck out, and that becomes challenging. And on the power play, this is where it started. You couldn't get the puck up, trying to go up the boards. They read it, and then Theodor Niederbach finishes it off on the power play. So, you know what? You have this idea that you want to stay out of the middle, but up the boards when it's predictable and everybody knows what you're going to do isn't helping you either. And I think that's an area that Slovakia's got to look at to try to clean up in their own zone and get out of there a lot quicker and a lot easier.
Of the 13 shots for Slovakia in that opening period, 6 came from the back end from 2 guys especially. Simon Nemec had 3, Samuel Konashko had 3. They had some scoring chances, but the power play goal by Niederbach, the only goal so far. Sweden won 60% of the faceoffs, and not a surprise, Alexei Makulka, 2 for 2 in the faceoff department. So the second period gets going. Holtz will carry it in, short side shot, and Ledkotsi makes the save and hangs on.
So we saw Alexander Holtz at the end of the first period. He comes down on the left wing side. He takes a step in and tries to shoot high on the blocker side. Misses the net on Ledkotsi. What does he do here? He's coming down and he's trying to see, oh, let's see what you got open for me now. He tries to go short side again there. And what it is he's challenging the goalie. You better be ready. You better be thinking, because I'm looking to exploit you. Gotta love that from Alexander Holtz.
Holtz after it again, tried to get it back to the blue line. This gets cleared. Slafkovsky is going after it. Grans got there first, and Holtz has the loose puck. Holtz getting chased down by Meshar. Puck gets turned over. Jan Lashik to the front of the net looking for Messar. That failed to materialize, and well, that was Nemec with that pass to the front of the net. And now a long shot by Olsson and a save made by Ledkotsi.
And Nemec stopped sitting there. He didn't get a crisp pass there, but he was looking into that area to try to get a scoring chance into that inner slot. There's Olsson, and we've seen Ledkotsi make some really good saves. I don't think he's going to have any problem with those ones.
Stopped 39 of 42 in the loss yesterday. Kashlik will carry it in. Kashlik looking for that far side. Save made by Volstad. Konashko will get it across. Shot right on. Another save by Volstad on the wrister from the far side from Staka. Banked off the boards, and Konashko will chase this back into his own end. Okay, Stakastad right after him. Played up for Chromiak. He tried a little redirect, trying to spring Kashlik. Chromiak on it again as they jam it up. Huerberg, he'll drop it at the line, but Chromiak is there to pick it up. Back it across. Bakluka tried to find a little bit of room to get into the Swedish zone. There was nothing there. And Andrea, his pass off the boards, and Maros Jedlička will intercept and send it back deep.
I love when players are coming.
There's another turnover, and Jedlička whistled that one wide.
I love when players come off the bench and they're already engaged, and Jedlička keeps that puck inside the blue line because he's coming off the bench, not sizing it up. He's ready. Get on the ice and be ready.
They have been aggressive on the forecheck. They forced some turnovers. Torgerson got a stick on there and deflected it just over top the net on the glove side. Kumets gets to the line, takes a bump, but sends it deep. This gets sent in. Dvorsky to the front of the net. The puck is loose, and this will get grabbed off and taken out of harm's way.
Wallstad had to make a save on that Jedlička. A nice play right into the slot area.
He's had a good shift. He's had a good game, Jedlička. You mentioned him earlier.
I tell young players all the time, just play. You don't have to worry about, just play. People will notice if you play and you play well.
Sikora trying to catch up to that loose puck. It's kept in at the line. Wrist shot from the far side. That got turned away.
3 rebounds in this early second period off the pads of Jesper Wallstad. Slovakia getting the puck to the pads. Follow the puck into the net. Follow the puck into the net. Follow the puck into those pads. There's some juicy rebounds coming there.
Including puck, skates, gear, and more.
Play right into the crease area. Torgerson deflects it up and over the net. Not a lot of room to work there.
A lot of reach there for Torgerson at 6'2". Demick will win the face-off against Eklund. Petrovitsky back into his own zone. Petrovitsky getting chased on the play there by Olsson. Hits the line, drop back. Slavskovsky to the front of the net, trying to find Petrovitsky. Turn back up inside the line, and now off the boards and out the center, but no further. Right back in. Demick will carry it in, drops it back. Beshar with the shot, that went wide. Nemitz in from the line. It comes back for Petrovitsky, plays it back for Demko. Jakub Demko. Demick will control inside the line. Demick back to the right point. Into the slot for Beshar, off the heel of his stick. And Huerberg will send it on for Alexander Holtz. He goes high, short side. And Latkoczy got a piece of that, and it's up and out of play.
Holtz, he's just looking. He's just eyes up, hands ready. Just so alert. He'll be scoring in the NHL. Yeah, he's looking out. Maybe I make a pass, looking to see if Latkoczy is going to cheat a little bit, open it up for him.
World Junior experience for him, U18 experience. Won gold in Sweden. There's a shot and an easy save for Latkoczy.
So Sweden won gold at the U18, and Alexander Holtz and Lucas Raymond were underage players at that tournament, and they were phenomenal. I mean, Lucas Raymond scores the hat trick and the gold goal in the gold medal game, but Alexander Holtz had a goal in that game, and those two, they don't win without